right, so we're going to get started in a thoracic spine opener. So we're going to have our first block lengthwise on the mat. That's going to be on medium height, and then the second block is going to be highest height. And then you're going to place yourself over top this first block, so kind of tracing the length of the block on your spine. Should start about mid-back with that first edge at the mid-back, and then the shoulder blades kind of just falling down on either side of your block. And then the second block is going to be directly underneath your head, so you can kind of adjust as necessary here. And then you're allowing for the arms to just rest down by your sides, palms face up. And then from here you can either have your legs long towards the top of the mat, or have your knees bent, feet wide, knees knocking towards one another. Make your choices now. And then just settle into this shape. Starting to understand how your body needs to adjust. Finding the to heart opener. Draw some breaths into the belly. Find that expansion of the belly, the contraction of the belly. And releasing out the breath. Finding a softening across the collarbone. Inhale. Lengthening each exhale. On your next inhale, reach the fingertips towards the back of your mat. Lengthening the arms, almost reaching the arm bones out of the shoulder sockets. And then on your next exhale, just draw the elbows down in line with the shoulders, cactus the arms, palms face up. Take a really full breath in as you reach the elbows in opposite directions. And then on the exhale, you're gently squeezing the shoulder blades towards one another as you allow gravity to tug down on the elbows. Feel the broadening across the collarbones here. And then on your next inhale, you're going to keep the elbows in line with the shoulders, wrists in line with the elbows. You're just going to tap the middle fingers to touch one another. So inhale, tap. Exhale, draw the elbows back down in line with your shoulders. Inhale, tap the middle fingers, so thinking like airport security here. And then releasing the elbows back down in line with shoulders. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling for the tap. Keep the shoulder blades moving towards one another. Exhaling back down, shoulders away from ears. Inhale, tap. Exhale, release to that cactus. The next time we tap, we're going to grab for opposite elbows, take the left forearm in front. And then as your fingertips grab hold of opposite elbows, just tug the elbows in opposite directions. So creating a little tension, a little engagement. And then you're going to lengthen the biceps down towards the earth. So falling down by the ears, beyond the ears. And then notice the ribs. Hug the ribs in towards the low belly. So ribs down, biceps back. And breathing across the collarbones. Bring your arms back to a cactus, nice and slow. Inhale across the elbows. And then exhale, tap the fingertips together. And then lengthen back to a cactus, elbows in line with shoulders. Inhale, tap the fingertips towards one another, airport security. And then exhale, elbows in line with your shoulders. Inhale, tap. And then right forearm in front, grab opposite elbows. Tug the elbows in opposite directions, creating a little tension, a little engagement. And then slide the biceps down behind the ears. Notice the rib cage wants to come out when you do this. See if you can hug the rib cage down towards the pelvic bowl. And find those two opposing actions, the twist or the stretch in between, breathing the expansion in the rib cage across the collarbones. Slide the forearms apart, come back to that cactus. Take a full breath in across the elbows. Exhale, let gravity tug down on the elbows as you broaden the chest. And then cross your right arm over towards the left side, left arm over towards the right side. Take note of whatever arm is in front and just reach the fingertips around towards your shoulder blades. So giving yourself like a little hug. And then separate the arms and just take the opposite arm in front on top. Giving yourself a little hug. Fingertips reaching around for your shoulder blades. And then separate the arms. Reach the fingertips towards the top of your mat. You're either peeling yourself away from the blocks or rolling to one side and lifting to a seat. So we'll take our right shin to cross in front of our left in Sukhasana. Easy pose. Press down through your sits bones, lift up through the crown of your head. And then we're just going to grab our strap and take it in front of us. We're going to take our hands quite a bit wider than shoulder width, so just about here. And then we're going to inhale, the arms will rise up towards the ceiling. Draw the shoulder blades together behind your back and slide the shoulder blades down your spine. Breathe across the collarbones, lengthen up through the crown of the head. And then on your exhale, you're going to reach the strap all the way back behind you. Keep the shoulder blades moving together and down the spine. Inhale, arms reach back up. Exhale, back down in front of you. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, circle the arms back behind you. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, back around in front of you. So now we're going to just intensify this stretch by bringing the hands a little closer together. This is going to be an experimentation process. So just start with a little bit closer. And then reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Draw the shoulder blades together. Slide the shoulder blades down your spine. Keep that. And then reach the arms all the way back behind you. Inhale, right back up. Exhale, down in front. So if you want to adjust the hand placement at this point, you can do so. We're going to take 3 more at whatever hand placement you choose here. So inhale, arms will rise up. Set up the shoulder blades so you're drawing them towards one another and then sliding them down the spine. Keep that engagement. And then reach the hands all the way back behind you, touching that strap down, and then lifting it back up on the inhale. Exhale, back forward. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale around. Inhale up. Exhale down. 1 more time. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, circle back behind you. Inhale up. Exhale down. Release the strap from your right hand and then lift the left arm up towards the ceiling. Bend that left elbow, reach the left fingertips behind towards the space between your shoulder blades, and then reach around with your right hand for the end of your strap. Walk the hands towards one another. And then once they're as close as they can go, you're going to broaden the elbows in opposite directions. And then lengthen the shoulders away from the ears. Take a side body lean towards the right. Keeping that left side sits bone nice and rooted into your mat. Full breaths into the left side body. And then come back through center. Release the left arm, or the strap down towards the side. And then just tend to your fingertips behind you. Come on to the soles of the feet. Bring the feet about hips width distance. You're going to bend into the elbows and bring your left ankle over top your right knee. Flex the left toes, and then straighten your arms as you move the chest through the shoulders. So if you want to intensify this pose, you can slide the right heel back, and then you can just guide that left knee towards the top of the mat, breathing into the outer left hip. Full breaths into that outer left hip. And then bend the elbows, lower the left foot down flat, and then just switch. Right ankle over top your left knee, flexing the right toes, move the right knee towards the top of the mat. You can slide that left heel back a little more, chest through shoulders, lengthen the spine as you flex the right toes. And then bend into the elbows, release the right ankle down from your left knee. We'll cross our left shin in front of our right, and then sit back in your Sukhasana. Take an inhale to reach the arms up towards the ceiling, and then an exhale to circle the arms back behind you, interlace fingers. Punch the fist towards the back of the mat as you roll the heads of the shoulders, chest stays nice and broad. And then reach the back of your left hand towards your right hip. We'll lower our right ear towards our right shoulder. And then just take a couple breaths here, just into the left side neck and shoulder. Keep both shoulders moving away from the ears. And then start to move the head. So you're going to draw your chin towards your chest first, and then right ear towards right shoulder, back of the head towards back of your mat. Right ear towards right shoulder, chin towards chest, and stay with that. Stretch stays on the left side, so keep the head moving towards the right side. Just little half circles, just starting to get into different angles of the neck. Bring the head back through center, send the fist back behind you, and then move the back of the right hand towards the left hip as you lower the left ear towards the left shoulder. And then stay here just in stillness, breathing some softness into the right side neck and shoulder. And then starting with those neck half circles, chin towards chest. Left ear towards left shoulder, back of the head towards back of the mat. Left ear towards left shoulder, chin towards chest, and stay with that. Breathing into the right side. Bring the head back through center. Send the fist back behind you. Inhale, broadness across the collarbone. Exhale, release the hands down by your sides. Grab your strap with your right hand. Reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. And then bend that right elbow, reaching around with your left hand for the strap. Walk the hands towards one another. And then broaden the elbows in opposite directions. Take an inhale to reach through the crown of the head. And an exhale, side body lean towards the left. Breathing into that right side body as you keep the right side sits bone nice and rooted into your mat. Inhale back through center. Exhale, release your strap down towards the side. Inhale, both arms rise up towards the ceiling. Exhale, right fingertips down, left arm reaches up and over towards the left, or towards the right. And then bring the back of the left hand outside your right thigh, right fingertips to the ground behind your sacrum. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist the heart towards the back right corner of the mat. And then while you're twisted, just grab one of your blocks, reach them towards the top of the mat as you square your torso. Inhale, arms rise up towards the ceiling. Exhale, left fingertips plant, right arm reaches up and over. Breathing into the right side body. And then take the back of the right hand outside the left thigh, left fingertips to the ground behind you. Inhale, lengthen to the spine. Exhale, twist the heart towards the back left corner of your mat. And then while we're twisted, grab that second block, take it medium height widthwise on your mat, and then spin all the way to the left hip. So taking your left hip about a foot away from your block, you're going to reach the left fingertips towards the back of your mat. So coming into that lat release, we've done this before. You're just going to extend the left fingertips back, keep that left elbow moving away from the ground, and then you're bringing this block to that wing-like muscle, kind of underneath the armpit on the side body. And then you're going to tend your right fingertips in front of your chest on the ground and just start to rock back and forth on your block. So you may need to wiggle and adjust to find the right positioning for you. And then it's just a little rock back and forth, just releasing those muscles in the left side lat. I'm taking full breaths into the sensations that come up here on this side. Allowing the exhale to be this intentional softening. Two more breaths on this side. And then press into your right fingertips to lift yourself away from your block. Take your block towards the top of the mat and then shift yourself onto your right hip. Block is about a foot away from your right hip, and then you're extending the right fingertips forward, taking that right side lat over top the edge of your block, and then tenting left fingertips in front of your chest on the ground. And then it's just a little rock back and forth. Using the breath to meet the sensory experience. Every inhale becomes this acknowledgement of, I hear you, I feel you, right side lat. And then every exhale becomes this intentional release, where you get to be a part of this sensation. You get to have some degree of control. The exhales are the softening, because we have the power within ourselves to release and soften the muscles within our own body. 2 more full rounds of breath on this side. And then press into your left fingertips to peel yourself away from your block. Spin yourself to a tabletop, and then we're going to set up both our blocks about shoulder width distance. So make sure they are shoulder width distance, not wider. You can even err on the side of caution and bring them a little bit narrower than shoulder width. And then take your knees nice and wide. Feet are going to touch together. Take elbows over top your blocks and then sit your seat down towards your heels. So this is like a supported puppy dog pose. You can tuck toes under or keep them untucked, whatever feels good for you. And then just take the hands to press together. You can experiment with drawing those thumbs towards the space between your shoulder blades and then reaching the thumbs away, just getting into different parts of the triceps, the backs of the arms. And then from there, just notice, if you're like me and your rib cage kind of dumps down towards the earth, you're going to hug the rib cage up towards your spine. Notice how that starts to change the stretch. So as you're hugging the rib cage up towards the spine, you're pressing down into your elbows, moving the chest towards the ground. So not moving the ribs towards the ground, moving the heart towards the ground. So ribs stay hugging up, heart stays lowering down. And then just take 2 more full breaths. Second exhale, make your way up to a tabletop, hands directly underneath your shoulders. Fingers are going to be spread really nice and wide. Just make sure your pointer fingers are parallel to one another, perpendicular to the top of the mat. And then you're inhaling, chest through shoulders, arch the spine, look up, tuck your toes. Exhale to untuck the toes and round the spine, hug the belly up towards the back. Inhale, chest through shoulders, arch the spine. Exhale, untuck the toes, round the spine. One more time, inhale, chest through shoulders, arch to look up. Exhale, untuck and round. Find a neutral spine between that extension and flexion. Pivot the left shin 90, right foot steps towards the back of the mat. Right fingertips reach towards the top of the mat. So make sure those left toes are tucked under. Your right foot is parallel with the back edge. And then you're wrapping that left tricep back, so that bottom arm, elbow crease towards the top of the mat. And then we're going to just find these really big arm circles. So reach the right arm back behind you. Palm is going to face up. Nice and slow, exploring the very edges of this circle. Once the right arm passes over the right hip, you're going to turn the palm to face down. And then reaching the right fingertips towards the top of the mat. Reach that arm back behind you. Palm is going to face up. Explore the very edge of your circle. And then once the right arm passes over the right hip, palm faces down. And again, one more time, right fingertips towards the top of the mat, reaching, right arm back behind you, palm faces up. Once that right arm crosses over the right hip, palm faces back down. And then reach the right fingertips towards the back of your mat, arms come to a T. Slide the right hand down the right leg, flip the left palm, and reach all the way back. So on this side with this reverse gate, we're going to take a skull grab. So hook the left fingertips towards the base of the skull. Slide that left shoulder blade on your back, and then reach the left elbow towards the back of your mat. Full breaths into the left side body. The deeper the inhale, the deeper this stretch is going to be. And then release the left hand, lower it down, come back to your tabletop. Pivoting the left shin around, right knee steps. Take an in breath. And then an out breath to pivot your right shin 90, left foot steps towards the back of the mat, left fingertips towards the top of the mat. So right toes are tucked under, left foot parallel to the back edge. Extend through the left fingertips. Inhale. And then on your exhale, you're going to reach that left arm back behind you, palm faces up, finding those arm circles nice and slow. Once the left arm crosses over the body, left palm faces down. Reaching the left fingertips towards the top of the mat, inhaling. Reach that left arm back behind you, palm faces up. Once the left arm crosses over the body, palm faces down. And then one more time, inhaling to reach the left fingertips forward. Reach the left arm back, palm faces up. Finding the edge of your circle, and then reaching that left arm all the way towards the towards the top of the mat again. And then towards the back of the mat, arms come to a T, slide that left hand down the left leg, flip the right palm, reach back. So again, we're using the skull grab here, so hook the fingertips of the right hand at the base of the skull, peel the right shoulder blade back on your back as you turn the heart open, and then just guide that right elbow towards the back of the mat. Take full breaths into the right side body. And then release the right hand down, left hand down, pivot back to your tabletop. Tuck the toes and lift the hips up and back to down dog. So we're going to do a couple rolling down dogs to warm up the shoulders. Inhale, chest forward of your wrists, come to plank pose. Exhale, lower through your chaturanga, chest stays broad. Don't lower beyond 90 in the elbows. Pelvis down, chest through shoulders, cobra pose. Scrub the hands back towards the feet as you peel that heart open. And then tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, down dog. Inhale, forward, top of a push-up. Exhale, lower through your chaturanga, body in one straight line, 90 degrees in the elbows. And then pelvis down, chest through shoulders, cobra pose. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back to down dog. One last time, inhale forward, top of a push-up. Exhale, this time lower all the way down to your belly. Take your arms to a cactus, so elbows in line with shoulders, palms pressed down into the ground. And from here, we're going to bring our right ear towards the mat. Tent the left fingertips really close towards the left side body, and then press into the left fingertips to roll onto the right side. Keep that right elbow widening as you lower the right shoulder away from the right ear. From here, you can keep the left leg stacked over top the right or step that left foot behind. Continue pressing into the left fingertips to move towards the right side of your body. And then just plug that left shoulder blade on your back, so you're drawing the shoulder blades towards one another. And then taking full breaths into the right side pec and shoulder. Notice the deeper the breath, the deeper the stretch. Bring yourself back through center. And then re-cactus both arms. Elbows in line with shoulders. Bring your left ear to the mat. Tent the right fingertips close towards your right side body, and then press into the right fingertips to roll to the left side. Extending that left elbow nice and wide, lower the left shoulder away from the left ear. And then option to stay with that right leg stacked over top the left, or you're stepping that right foot behind the left leg. Keep that right shoulder blade plugging back on your back and breathing fully into the left side pec and shoulder. Come on back through center. Bring your hands to frame your low ribs. Lift up to a low cobra, inhaling here. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back to down dog. From here, lower your right forearm down and then your left forearm down. So you're making number 11 with the arms, with the forearms. From point of your middle finger to point of your elbow, you're pressing down evenly. And then just bend the knees, send the chest towards your thighs behind you. We're in our dolphin dog. You can slowly walk the feet towards your elbows, continuing to send the chest towards the thighs. And we've got 3 full breaths here. Third exhale, walk your feet back. Come to a forearm plank. So body in one straight line. Inhale here. Exhale, lower the pelvis down. Peel the chest through the shoulders for your Sphinx pose. And we're just going to lower the right ear towards the right shoulder. Chin towards chest. And then circle left ear towards left shoulder. And then back of the head towards back of the mat. And just going in circles in that direction. Right ear to right shoulder, chin to chest, left ear to left shoulder. And then pause with the head through center. Start to fire up the back body as you slide your hands to frame the low ribs. Lift up to a low cobra, tucking the toes behind you. Exhale, back down dog. And then from here, lowering the left forearm down and then the right forearm down. Walk your feet towards your elbows, dolphin dog. Add a little bend to the knees, tilting the sits bones towards the sky as you move your chest through your shoulders towards your thighs behind you. And then walking the feet back, find forearm plank. Body in one straight line, just 1 full breath here. Exhale to lower the pelvis down, chest through shoulders, Sphinx pose. And this time left ear to left shoulder, chin towards chest, right ear to right shoulder, back of the head towards back of the mat, and you're just finding circles in that direction. Pausing at any sticky spots along the way, breathing into those spots. And then pause with the head through center. Tuck the toes behind you. Lift the hips, forearm plank. Walk your feet towards your elbows. Find dolphin dog again just for a breath. Inhale. Exhale to lower the knees nice and wide. Sit your seat towards your heels, child's pose. Tenting fingertips, elbows move away from the ground. And then you're going to walk your hands over towards the right long edge, stretching long, planting that left palm down. And then wrapping the left hip back towards the heels. Breathe into the left side body. Walk your hands over towards the left long edge, stretching long, planting that right palm down. And then wrapping that right hip back towards the heels as you breathe space into the right side body. And then walking your hands back through center. Lowering down to your child's pose, breathing into the back body as you lengthen the tailbone towards the heels and stretch the fingertips forward. And then walking your hands back towards your knees. You can stay in the child's pose for as long as you like, but that is our shoulder session for today. Thanks so much, you guys.